tonight, starring Argus Hamilton!
Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Nice to see you guys. Thank you, Gwen. Nice to see you. Hey, Lenny. Hey, Jerry. Thank you all for being here, and welcome viewers to the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood. It's easily the wildest city in Southern California. Really. Last night, I engaged in a threesome. Yeah. And, there were a couple of no-shows, but I still wound up having a great time. This town gets to you fast, trust me. I got here in 1976, and 1 year later I went home to Oklahoma for the first time. And I was helping Mother in the kitchen with the food. And she couldn't help but notice I was chopping the onions with a credit card. Good point is that Los Angeles was just rated today by the Census Bureau as the most multicultural city in America. I think that's our strength. It really is, you know. Let me say I respect all nations and all cultures that live here illegally. But I just have to say, if one more person tells me I'm holding the chopsticks the wrong way, they can just do the enema themselves. That was for you, Gwen. Just to embarrass him. Sorry. Anyway, but weather-wise today, we're lucky. It's just cool in Los Angeles. The Midwest is under an epic blizzard and snowstorm right now. Ice storm, everything is worse. You know, they say it's the biggest natural disaster to hit Chicago since the bullet shortage in 1944. Americans paused yesterday to mark the birthday of the great Martin Luther King, who would have been 91 years old. And I'm sure if he were alive, he'd still have a dream. But it would be interrupted 5 times a night to get up and pee. Yeah. And big news today, by the way. I'm sure a lot of you remember Elton John's great tribute song to the late Princess Diana, Candle in the Wind. Today, he just released a Gwyneth Paltrow tribute song, Candle in the Cooch. I went through 20 different nouns to try to get to that. Okay. Tough joke for a clean comedian to pull off. Went with urban slang. Yeah, right. Meanwhile, if you're watching this, Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina-scented candle is the talk of social media. And wouldn't you know, it's inspiring copycat celebrities, you know. Just today, Prince Harry announced he's marketing his own scented candle that smells like his vagina. That's right. That's right. Yeah, poor Prince Harry. He was facing reporters yesterday in London, and he was describing his future travel route between Vancouver and London, back to Vancouver, down to Los Angeles, back to Vancouver. And the reporters asked him to account for his carbon footprint. And he shouted, "I'm tired of people calling her that." That's right. Prince Harry decided to follow his wife to Canada and give up his royal titles and his royal duties and become a civilian. And this is some fairy tale, you know. Meghan Markle is the first woman ever to turn a prince into a frog. And then, according to the Globe tabloid today, okay, when Meghan Markle was a child, she always dreamed of growing up to be a princess. I know, I'm sorry, that was Bruce Jenner. Well, you're a good crowd, then you're going to love this one. Now, because we have a great comedian from Canada, Sharon Mahoney, in the crowd. I promise you, Sharon, you can have this one. Canada says they can assure the safety for Meghan Markle while she's in Vancouver, okay? Anytime she goes to a mall or a retail store, she'll be followed closely by store security. Can you imagine how hard we laughed at that in the writers' meeting? It's one of those, can we get away with it? Let's go with it. Of course, now they'll be completely safe, the couple, when they get to the United States. When Prince Harry and Meghan get to the United States, they'll be completely safe. They'll be given AR-15s like everybody else has. So, let's see, the Democrats had a debate last week. Afterwards, after the debate, Elizabeth Warren refused to talk to Bernie Sanders. But to be fair, she also refused to pull Joe Biden's finger. In Washington, progressive women protesters staged a march in Washington yesterday, but that did not intimidate President Trump. You know him. He went to the rally and came back with a meatball sandwich and all his shirts ironed. I knew you'd like that one, Aisha. A fellow real men like that joke. Amen, brother. Nancy Pelosi on Friday named her case managers for the impeachment trial. Nancy's case managers are Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, and Johnny Walker. Two cases each. But this is my favorite one of the day. Chief Justice John Roberts presided over today's Senate impeachment trial, and one of Trump's defense lawyers was Alan Dershowitz, okay, who previously was defense lawyer for Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and O.J. Simpson. Mr. Chief Justice, the prosecution rests. Now, for our younger viewers who may not know who Ken Starr was, Ken Starr was the special counsel who prosecuted Bill Clinton in the Monica Lewinsky scandal, who wound up getting impeached. And Democrats are outraged that President Trump named Ken Starr to be one of his defense attorneys today. Democrats are furious. Democrats say it's hypocritical for Starr to prosecute one president for oral sex and defend another president who sucks. The Democrats say that. I wouldn't hide a joke in someone else's mouth ever. I love the guy. I know where my jokes come from. That's the President of the United States. But, you know, American people, we've had it with all these clowns in Washington. We just impeached our second president in 21 years for humiliating Hillary. However, the 100 senators must remain completely silent throughout the impeachment trial, so perhaps we should have these more often. But I have to say, honestly, I never lied to the people. The result of this whole circus is not in doubt. And I just fear, you know, that when Trump is acquitted, Democrats are going to lose their crap faster than a homeless guy in San Francisco who just ate a dumpster full of bran muffins. Never thought I'd reach that low, did you? So the ordeal is killing us all. And finally, this is my favorite item. A Pornhub national survey. Pornhub conducted a survey which found that people in Washington, D.C. watch porn more than any other city in America. Can't make it up. They consider it, you know, online learning. They're constantly looking for bigger and better ways to screw the American taxpayer. All right. So look, we've got a terrific show tonight with Donnell Rawlings, Nathan Hurd, and Craig Conant. We got a hot crowd, and we got you. Welcome to Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store tonight. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Wonderful crowd. Thank you guys were great. These guys, you were better than crowds twice your size tonight. I mean it. Thank you all, really. And thank you guys for getting here just in time.